To BLACKSITE tonight, we're going to talk about the No Kings protests may have backfired on the Democrats. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. Today was a big day. The No Kings protest against President Donald Trump. It was supposed to be a huge protest across the country, but it seems like some of these protesters came together and just fizzled out. Yes, they still have the large one in California, and they're still protesting and rioting in Los Angeles, Seattle, Chicago. They're trying to get some started in Austin, but you know that's not going to happen with Governor Abbott. But to me, it wasn't a protest, it was more like a gathering. A gathering to show how much these Democrats and progressives and liberals really hate America. They're showing all these different flags, but now they're trying to promote the American flag since they found out that the American people didn't like seeing the Mexican flag, the Guatemalan, Honduras, and all these other flags instead of American flags. But now we even have turned to violence. Governor Tim Walz, state of Minnesota, a state representative was killed, a woman, and it was killed by someone Tim Walz put on the Business Workforce Council in Minnesota. He had no King flyers in his car, and he's on the run from state police and the FBI. So it seems like this whole protest, this whole so-called revolution, this anarchist, this revolution they're having is backfiring on him because it's done because they lost the election. And you know what happens when Democrats lose the election? They get the protest machine wound up. You know George Soros start spending money. He get the anarchists out. He gets Antifa out. They start coming out and trying to attack the police, attack anybody who's in authority. And Trump and his people really knew that this was going to happen. This is going to be the summer of protests and riots. This is what the Democrats want. The Democrats is basically saying, if you don't put us in power, we're going to protest and riot until you do. This is what they're saying. And the protests look so weird because you don't see any black people. Black people are sitting this one out. They're not protesting. They said, hey, that's your problem. This is not our fight. We are not getting involved with the ICE raids. We are not getting involved with this so-called No Kings protest. You do it yourself. The agents not getting involved because we know once the police turn, who they turn their batons on, who they are going to put in jail. See, they want us face first. They want us to be their human shields when we refuse to do it. And that's a good thing. Let's see what the Mexicans can do. Let's see what poor liberal white people can do without the help of blacks. Look at that sign. You don't see no black people. You see that black man in the middle. I don't know who the hell he is. He must then get to stay on code memo because that code has went out. And many black people are on social media telling the other black people, don't get involved. It's not our fight. And it is not our fight. Now the Democrat Party is trying to use so-called celebrities with these threats saying if they deport the illegal immigrants, next it's going to be black people. That's not going to happen. If they wanted to deport us, they could have deported us 200, 100 years ago. Why would they do it in 2025? I haven't heard no black people saying they come into their house. Oh yeah, they going to workforce places. They're going out to plants. They're going everywhere looking for these illegal migrants. And let me tell you something. They're mad. They're mad because they can't have black people in their protests because we have the true moral authority. Now they're trying to get to the ministers, the black politicians, the tether politicians in the Coons and the Keats CBC. They're they're right now. They're out there trying to get black people riled up, but we're not going for it. We stand on cold. This is their fight against Trump. They voted for Trump. So now they're getting the results of their votes. Trump is over there having him a military parade. He can care less about these protests because he believes that these protests make him stronger, not weaker with the American people. The American people know who these people are. They saw the protests in 2020. They saw the damage that they done and they didn't like it. It's 2025 now. He won. Let him perform his duties. If he fails, there will be a new Congress in 2026 and a new president in 2028. But the Democrats cannot control their anger. Their anger because they didn't win. Their anger because their policies are no longer effective with the American people. So they believe that if we can burn things down, if we can throw rocks, if we can tell everybody how much we hate Trump, we already knew that. So what is we going through this for? But one thing he is right is illegal immigration. Immigration should be enforced, and that's what he's doing through Tom Homan and Homeland Security. But these clowns right here, they're going to have protest summer because now they have the money and the resources to do this all year round. Let me tell you something. This is not a good look for the Democrat Party because of the people they have surrounded themselves with. These are not the type of people most of Americans want in power. They are basically telling you if we get in power, we letting all these illegal immigrants in. That's what you're basically saying. If we get in power, we're going to go back to what Joe Biden was doing. And American people don't want that. He is basically, Trump is basically pulling the scab off the wounds and showing the American people, if you want this, this is what you want. And basically, I believe the American people are saying no. They have already said they want these illegals deported. So they can have the No Kings protest, the next pro-to-Trump protest, all these protests. The American people have had enough. I want to thank you for listening to BLACKSITE. Hope you subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button, but also share this video.